Sebayt is the ancient Egyptian term for a genre of pharaonic literature. The word literally means teachings or instructions and refers to formally written ethical teachings focused on the way of living truly. Examples: most Sebayt are preserved on papyrus scrolls that are copies of earlier works. 4 important examples of Sebayt are preserved in the Papyrus Prissa, 2 papyrus scrolls in the British Museum, the Insinja Papyrus and the Carnarvon Tablet 1 in Cairo. This genre has much in common with sapiential literature in other cultures, and is for example comparable with the Old Testament Book of Proverbs, which has in part been connected to the instructions of Amenemopet. Many of the earliest Sebayt claim to have been written in the 3rd millennium BC, during the Old Kingdom, but it is now generally agreed that they were actually composed later, beginning in the Middle Kingdom. This fictitious attribution to authors of a more distant past was intended to give the texts greater authority. Sebayt were a long-lived genre, with new compositions continuously appearing well into the Roman era. Some individual teachings, such as the teaching of Amenemhat I, were continuously copied and transmitted for over 1500 years. Perhaps the best-known Sebayt is the one which claims to have been written by Ptah-hotep, the vizier to the 5th dynasty monarch Djedkor-Isesi, who ruled from 2388 to 2356 BC. Ptah-hotep's Sebayt is often called the teaching of Ptah-hotep, or the maxims of good discourse. The teaching appears on the 12th dynasty Prissa papyrus along with the ending of the instructions of Kajimni. Another well-known Sebayt was attributed to the 4th dynasty of Egypt Hethosis named Hardjedef. Only a few fragments survive of his instruction. 2 Sebayt are attributed to Egyptian rulers themselves. The first of these is entitled The Teaching for King Merikeri, who lived during the troubled First Intermediate Period. The document claims to be written by Merikeri's father, the preceding monarch. However, since Merikeri and his father were kings of the unstable periods of the 9th through 10th dynasties, almost nothing else is known of them, and it is quite likely that the text was composed at a later period. The other royal teaching is the Instructions of Amenemhat. This Sebayt was reputedly authored by Amenemhat I, the founder of the 12th dynasty of Egypt, who ruled from 1991 to 1962 BC, but was probably composed after his death. Although not attributed to a pharaoh, the loyalist teachings stress the virtues of remaining obedient and respectful to the ruler of Egypt.